Go.
I'm Cody.
And I'm Maya, and we're interviewing Cody's grandma in the 1960s.
Go.
What's the difference from coming from a small town school to a city school?
I went to school up north at, we had a country, was one room. It was like 5 classes in the one room, and then they went to another building for the high school. We were just kind of, I remember we were like first grade and was in a row, and second grade, and then they kind of divided you, where third and fourth was on another side. So when I came here, I got to be in just with the kids that were my age, all the same class. So I found that a little different and actually a lot more fun.
What was it like during school?
Well, for grade school, I enjoyed coming to the bigger school here, bigger classes, probably because there was more kids, more friends. Was fun to be able to play with kids after school, which I didn't get to do when we lived on the farm. And then when I started high school, the school assembly was built, and that was pretty scary. We thought it was a big school at that time. We'd catch the bus. We'd ride the bus quite a ways. I think we rode the bus probably half an hour just picking up kids in the area, all around.
What were the different groups of people during the 1960s?
Well, hippies was the big one, where I myself was I guess considered a hippie. I had my long hair, and you wore hip huggers with bell bottoms, and you always were kind of, we always thought we were the better ones, better than, everything was going good. It was the days of Woodstock, a lot of bands, a lot of drugs. They did a lot of that, but that was a big thing coming in then. Simley was kind of behind, I think, than the bigger schools or the older schools, because we were still kind of considered out in the hicks. But me and my girlfriends, yeah, we pretty much liked looking like any of the hippies with our van and anything to do with flowers. Yeah, we were pretty good at that.
What was a normal day for a 16-year-old?
Well, when we got up in the morning, we had chores to do. You always had to make your bed and make sure that you helped your mother do whatever was to be done for the day. On the days we didn't go to school, we were supposed to bake or do something for the house that we would do for the following week. Like my job was to make 2 batches of cookies for the following week for lunch pails. And then as I got older, on weekends, on Friday nights, they would have dances down at Wakota, and that was our entertainment. Me and my girlfriends would go down there on a weekend and listen to the bands that would come in. There was a lot of bands that had gotten to be pretty big hits over the years that we can remember seeing. And then otherwise there wasn't much. There was a roller rink out here that we could go roller skating, and as we got older, if you got a boyfriend, that was a big date for you to go there. As I got older, I went to prom my junior year, and our prom was at the high school, and then we went to DeCoulis was built.
How are the electronics changing during the 1960s?
Okay, when we lived on the farm, it would have been in the late 50s, we never had no TV or anything. All we had was a radio. Me and my brother would get to listen to stories on the radio at night. We didn't get to see a TV until we moved here to the cities in Inver Grove. My parents had gotten a little black and white TV, and we used to watch this show called Howdy Doody. And Then my father, when Simley was built, my father had gone to some carnival there with my younger brothers and won a colored TV. So that had to be probably in 1962 or 63 that we got our first colored TV. But we went from the big cassettes that we used to use from the phonograph to the cassettes and to the CDs. And now they're even smaller.
Do you remember the Kennedy assassination?
Yes, I do. I was in school and I was in about 10th grade. And I remembered we were all called to the auditorium. And all the girls were crying, and it was pretty dramatic at that time, especially for our years. And I remember, I don't think we left the TV set for days, just watching every little bit that we could get on it. It seemed like it meant a lot to everyone. The church even came in and did a prayer for everyone, and the principal, which was Mr. Larson at the time, he came in and spoke to all the kids. I just remember a lot of tears and all the crying everybody was doing, because I think everyone really didn't know what was really happening. It seemed more like the world was coming to an end. Actually, it was such